What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Cam ATL, and welcome back to another video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're going to love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway I do every single week on this channel. As y'all know, every single day on this channel now, I am also, on top of doing everything else, I'm also getting back to the DFS bag for MLB DFS. There's not a lot of people out here who excel in MLB DFS or MLB betting in general. That's why I got to make sure I'm in here doing videos and helping y'all get set up in your MLB DFS journey throughout this summer to stack up that bankroll, man, so you can go crazy when NFL begins. So MLB DFS lineup, high five coming. We're going to talk about two pitchers. We're going to put two pitchers in and then talk about three bats, kind of go over a high five main core of guys so far as of today that I'm liking. And as the day goes on, obviously, we'll come across the most optimal version that we possibly can use, and we will post those optimal versions over at greenlightdfs.com for members over there. One lineup for DraftKings, one lineup for FanDuel, single straight bullet, send us to the top. Last year, we won $90,000 in a single night in MLB DFS. Looking to definitely have one or two of those nights at least leading up into NFL season. So excited for it. Locked in, and let's keep killing it. Let's get straight into it. All right, so for today's slate of games, the first thing that you obviously know is that San Francisco's offense is going to be incredibly popular. Okay, now I see reasons why they're going to be incredibly popular. I mean, the matchup's great, and I think you need pieces of that, but you also need to find ways to get different. Okay, to get that top spot, yes, you need those top performing players, which definitely could be San Francisco bats. But you also need a way to get different in there as well. With Greenlight DFS, we create one bullet. You know what I'm saying? We're sending one shot at it. So we have to try to find a common ground between the obvious amazing options and then differentiating ourselves from the pack as well on a few spots to be different so that we can get that top spot. All right. So looking at this slate today, I mean, like I said, with some spend up bats that you're going to want, with some huge offensive possibilities out of some of these offenses, you're going to have to, get some value. I don't feel like you absolutely have to pay for any of these guys. I mean, you have two guys over the 10K range. Other than that, I mean, everybody's just kind of around the same range. A couple pitchers that I do like. I like Grant Holmes a lot. Grant Holmes going against Milwaukee, I love. And then the next pitcher that I really love is going to be Harrison. All right. The reason why Kyle Harrison's price is 6.6 is because he's in cores. And immediately everybody's like, oh no, I can't play bats against a pitcher. I can't play a pitcher against the bats in cores. But honestly, Colorado's offense has been so bad, regardless of where they are. And Harrison is a decent real-life pitcher. At 6'6", he's not too bad. He has over a 20% K rate versus lefties and righties. He's probably going to face majority righties on this Colorado team. So that's going to give him that potential of that higher K percent with his 23% versus right-handed bats. So that's a great thing. He's also been holding righties to a lower average than lefties. Lefties have actually been hitting him better than righties have. It's just a great offense to attack, man. Colorado, regardless of where they're playing right now, is just not very good. And again, in a slate like this, you're looking for ways that you can get a guy who's got decent potential, without spending a ton. Right? Like on a slate like this, like spending up for crazy pitching is going to really limit you in the batting area, right? And where you have a ton of big offensive projected teams today. So Holmes and Harrison give you that opportunity to really get anything you want. So this is kind of the way that my optimals have been so far this morning. Grant Holmes is going against Milwaukee. Holmes has a 26% K rate versus righties and over a 22% K rate versus lefties. He's been holding lefties to only a 240 average. He's been definitely minimizing the power against him as well, with only a 102 ISO allowed against him to lefties. So he's been doing fantastic. It's a great spot here in this matchup for Holmes. I feel comfortable with him. And again, are these two guys going to break the slate? Probably not, but can they be consistent enough to get as much as what we need? Absolutely. So both of them feel like safe-ish options on a slate where you're really going to want to get some certain bats, because a lot of bats have double home run upside today. All right, we're going to talk about a few guys that we got to get in. All right. At the bats, we have Ramos for San Francisco. I mean, obviously, it's a no-brainer. You need some San Francisco. The two guys from San Francisco that I absolutely need, and obviously you need to pay attention to this situation for Chapman, make sure he's in the lineup. But if he's in the lineup, Ramos and Chapman versus a left-handed pitcher are where I'm starting with San Francisco. I mean, obviously you've got Wilmer Flores as well. That's a great option. You've got, I mean, cheap value options at catcher. What was that dude's name that I had? I can't remember the catcher. Patrick Bailey. Patrick Bailey as well. He's only 2.9, so he opens up some value. So there's many ways to go on this San Francisco offense. This offense is full of guys who can mash lefties, and it's just a horrible spot for this Colorado pitcher that they're going up against, man. They're going against Palmquist. Just amazing spot to just completely pick on this guy. He's been giving up a ton of power. San Francisco is so obviously the best offense today. Plain and simple. And at the end of the day, if you're building your lineups based off of like what all of the data is telling you, right? For example, if all of the data was not telling me San Francisco, I wouldn't be on it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't just love San Francisco because they're high owned or they have a high Vegas total. It takes more data than that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you really got to lock in and look deeper into the metrics of all of this stuff to make sure you're playing the sharpest plays. Like, for example, if San Francisco has a huge Vegas total, but if all the data wasn't matching and I felt like a team with a 4.5 team total had better matchup, I'd attack that spot. But today, it so happens that Vegas is spot on with what should be the highest team total today. So San Francisco is where you want to get bats, and Chapman and Ramos is where you need to begin. All right? Now, I talked about getting different. The way that I think you should get different today is rocking with Corey Seager. Corey Seager's in the matchup against Woods Richardson from Minnesota. Seager is an absolute huge upside type of bat at 4.5. He is a guy that could always hit 2 home runs. I know he's been a little bit cold as of late. Dude hasn't had the biggest season. I mean, May 10th, he got 37. So he had a huge day that day. April 9th, he had 28. I mean, he's shown his spurts of high upside, but he's been cold recently. That's kind of a reason why I kind of like him, because I feel like his ownership's going to be incredibly low in a very plus matchup against Woods Richardson. It is a great situation for Corey Seager here in a lefty-righty matchup. I absolutely love Seager. We know the upside he possesses, but yet he should be pretty low owned, I'd imagine. You've got other guys around that price point that people are going to prioritize, like Willy Adames at 4.4 in the San Francisco game. They'll definitely prioritize guys like that over a guy like Corey Seager, who's been struggling lately. That's one of the biggest things that I love, is that a lot of people will look at like the recent history and completely shun a guy because he's been cold. In baseball, it's incredibly volatile, right? Like, a lot of times when you see a guy who's been on a huge hot streak, you need to expect that to go down. I mean, it's baseball, right? Same situation for Corey Seager, just flipped, right? He's been incredibly cold recently, right? You have to expect a guy with his talent level in a plus matchup could always pop out of nowhere. And in this matchup, honestly, I like some Rangers. I like some Ranger bats today. All right, so Corey Seager is a great option at 4.5. Like I said, I think he's got double dong upside, and he should be lower owned with guys like Willy Adames right there around that price range as well. And that's the epitome of what I mean by you can still get the San Francisco offense. You don't have to try to get cute and get off an obvious, amazing offense in San Francisco in a very plus matchup just because they're going to be high owned. You don't have to do that. Now, what you do got to do, though, is get different on those other positions. All right, try to find ways to get different. When everybody else is going Willy Adames, maybe you go Corey Seager. That type of move. You feel what I'm saying? But that's the high five for today. We've got Holmes and Harrison at pitcher. Both give us decent over 20% K rate versus righties and lefties. Both are facing, Colorado's a horrible offense. Milwaukee's all right, but Colorado's a horrible offense, and it's a great spot for Harrison to be able to get kind of a consistent, like, solid area. Like I said, we don't, in this slate, I don't believe we need these guys to go crazy and have slate-breaking upside days. We just need them to be safe-ish and not get blown up. Plain and simple. All right, and then we got Matt Chapman and Ramos from San Francisco. And then our hopefully low-owned, I have been expecting him to be low-owned, Corey Seager. Really like the spot for him, especially if he is low-owned. in a great spot here, lefty-righty matchup against Woods Richardson. All right? Thank y'all for joining me as always, man. If you haven't tried MLB DFS before, or DFS in general, you need to get in on it. Like I said, last year we won a member $90,000 in a single night. Ever since that dude's been on like vacation somewhere in Hawaii, who knows? But dude's been absolutely killing. And I mean, I'm excited to just get that again, man. Every single day, I look to be consistent. Obviously, we're putting together the most optimal lineup possible, so we're looking to be the most consistent we can for single entry contests. Double ups are going to be your most consistent way of attacking things, and then single entry GPP are going to be your best option when it comes to the tournaments. Like the $90,000 win day was in a single entry contest. I believe the entry fee was like $300 for the member, and he ended up winning $90,000. So huge ROI. And I mean, obviously, days like that don't happen all the time. You feel what I'm saying? But we definitely look to have one or two of those per season for sure, as well as some other solid days like 10,000 day wins, $15,000 day wins mixed in there as well. And obviously it's baseball, so it's volatile. So you have your ups and you have your downs. But at the end of the day, it's about having those huge game-changing days that make your entire season. You feel what I'm saying? So excited to get into it again. Thank y'all for joining me as always. Greenlightdfs.com. Let's get it.